Another New Yorker, believe it or not. I know you're saying, wow, another New Yorker, what a rarity. A very, very funny man. He was my co-host last week, Big Bad for Louis Pechardo.
Oh, hey. Well, what a surprise, huh? I mean, I stood back there and I bet you never even knew it was me. Hi, girls. How are you? I'm not going to pick on you. I know they've been picking on you all night. The other guy? I thought you meant the guy with the long hair. Okay. The guy with the hat. Oh, I didn't see him. Was he funny? Was he good? Okay. So, you guys having a good time? It's a really big crowd we got here. I'm being filmed right now. Hi, Mom. So, where are you girls from in New York? I want cross streets. All right. Yeah, I know what that is. Yeah, of course I know what that is. That's the Bronx, right? No. Okay, we got this. There's a good mic here. It's duct taped. What? What did you say? I don't have to say anything. I can just stand up here and smile. I left all my material at home. I'm just going to wing it tonight. So, I'm from New York, that's right. I'm from Brooklyn, actually. Flatbush Avenue J, by Brooklyn College. And the guys on my block, now, don't say this joke. The guys on my block weren't too intellectual. As a matter of fact, they used to think, and still do, that Moby Dick is a venereal disease. It's a true story. As a matter of fact, my neighborhood is so tough. Very good. It's so tough. One time a guy asked me, how far to the bus stop? I said, oh, no, nobody ever made it. Thank you. This is really, I want you to know that these are all stolen jokes, too. Can you? Okay. We'll go right to the, you know that I live for this. You know that I wear a suit? I live for this. Do you know that? Okay, here's a question for you. Why is it that when you're playing the radio, it's always that religious station that comes on so loud and clear? Anybody guess? I don't know. Nobody knows? How many people do we have out there? Raise your hands. Okay, well... You know, I'm not in a very funny mood today, and I'll tell you why. Actually, I work at a place where I have to make phone calls all day to people and try to sell them things. Have you ever done that for a living? Yeah, it's fun, isn't it? I think the worst part of that is about 2 months ago, I broke up with this young lady, and it was a really bad situation. We had a fight, and I knew it was over, and then we went to sleep. And, you know, somehow or other, we found like 7 feet between us in the bed, okay? And then the next day, you know, she was gone, right? And then I had to go to work, you know, and I pick up the phone, and I call somebody, and the first thing I hear is, "Don't ever call me again." This really happened to me. Okay. Thing is on. Yeah. But you notice that I'm very calm. It doesn't really bother me that, you know, that there's silence. As a matter of fact, you're all going to go home tonight. We had a very nice, quiet evening at the Fudge. Very quiet. Okay, I'd like to do my impression of Johnny Carson. Excuse me? Oh, thank you. It's a... let me see. Who makes this? Panini. It's Italian. You like that? I have a nice suit on last week, too. Hey, I have some fans here. Clothing? Oh, you like that. At least my clothes. But, you know, I'm really funny. It's just tonight, well, I just want to antagonize my audience. And actually, I'm running into blanks here, and I'll tell you why. It's because, well, first I'd like to welcome Casper and all his friends, folks. Back to the stuff that I write. Okay, here we go. Okay. Thank you very much. No. Okay, broke up with a girl, did that. That wasn't funny. Okay, after the show, make sound effects. After the show, make sound effects. What does that mean? Living in the moment. That's pretty retarded. Do you live in? Anybody here live in the moment? Bad. People in L.A. are really strange, aren't they? Jack Nicholson, meet Abbott and Costello. I'm not doing that bit tonight. Forget it. Somebody did Nicholson's voice already, but that's okay. See, I'm not going to do anything. Does anybody out there have a joke? Any jokes out there? Oh, go ahead. Let's hear a joke. Anybody? What did you say? You're a dick. Thank you, sir. Who? What did he say? Oh, my dick is the joke. Thank you. And that's our MC. He's very supportive of the comics here, and it's very nice. And he supports my dick. Well, I'll tell you, pal, I'm just not that kind of a guy, but I'm sure that there are plenty out here. As a matter of fact, I don't have anything against fags, okay? But correct me if I'm wrong. Any of you guys out there ever do the fag test? You know, like you're talking to a guy, and, I'm homophobic, okay? So I always throw in the fag test, it's just to make sure, just in case, you never know who you meet out here. Just in case they're not after your ass, you always throw in that fag test, it's that question, that one question to see how they react, Yeah, that war is pretty bad. Yeah, I heard they got a lot of German tanks. Yeah, but I heard those Iranian women have really big tits. Then you wait for the results, If they don't say anything, if they don't say, yeah, well then you should leave. That's the fag test. Come on, guys. I'm the only one who does the fag test. Premise is awesome. This guy said the premise is awesome. I'm going to work on the fag test joke. What do you think, ladies? Maybe? Maybe not. The fag test. My manager back there, Kevin, is writing this right now as we speak. I have so many things going on right now in my mind, and I just can't seem to put them into words. Does that ever happen to you? Never happened to you. You're a liar. So do you girlfriends hang out all the time together? Why do girls travel in packs like that? Do you know that it's very intimidating to us men? Do you know that? Do you? Do you know how intimidating it is for one man to see a pack of women? Why? I'm going to let the men in the audience answer this. Todd, tell them why. He's still supporting my dick. Well. Folks, I just had a thought. I know. The knock-knock joke. Knock-knock. Alcoholic. You're in denial. Should I close with that? Fuck. No. I waited here for 2 hours. So, be funny. Excuse me, miss. I'm not going to say that. Should I? No, I'm not going to. I'll be really nice. Who is she? Oh, what am I? Chopped liver? Oh, wait a minute here now. We have the MC's after my dick. This one is after me. No. I'm not like that. Actually, I have respect for my audience, and I don't do that, especially the young ladies. That's mean. That's nasty. I don't think they like that. But I'll tell you something. I do have impersonations, and I was debating on whether I should do them or not, and now I think I will. I'm going to do one. It's my impersonation of Eric Roberts, is that his name? Eric Roberts. Right. Eric Roberts, folks. I heard they were going to remake this movie called The Wizard of Oz. Okay. And they're going to use some new actors. Jack Nicholson is going to play the Wicked Witch of the West, and Eric Roberts is going to play the Scarecrow. And I was wondering what that would sound like. So this is my impression of Jack Nicholson and Eric Roberts in The Wizard of Oz.
Well, Dorothy, to be perfectly honest with you, how about a little pussy after lunch?
You know, I had a dream that all comics were hand in hand together laughing. Anyway, I'm not doing Eric Roberts, and you know why? Because Jack Nicholson didn't kill, man. I have a quarter here. Can anybody guess what this is? Okay, I was just testing, see if you guys are awake. I just want to take up basically all your time and waste time up here. That's the only reason I'm up here. I have no material. But, you see, what I do is I make material up as I stand up here. What do you do for a living? You work in production? Well, that's great. Film? Good. And you? What? Fashion design. And how about you? You're what? Paralegal? And you? And you? And you? No job. You? Okay, and you? All right, well, we could make a movie. We could make a movie. You know, when I was a kid, my mom used to do that. She used to antagonize us. That's why I'm doing this to you. My mom used to do things to us like, me and my brother would fight, 4 years difference. I'm 7, he's 3. We would fight. I'd always win. I don't know why. And, she'd always say things to us like, if you boys do not behave, I'm calling the police. Okay, fine. Okay, if you do not go to sleep, I'm calling the police. Okay, fine. She actually would pick up the phone. Hello, police? They're being bad again. I want you to come right over. Thank you. They're coming over now. That never happened to anyone here, did it? I guess maybe it's just me. Was it just me? Never happened to you, huh? You didn't fall for it? The police joke? Oh. Well, you tell me a joke. You have any jokes? You want to come up here? No? Okay. Sure? Okay. What's your name? Karen? It's nice to meet you. Having a good time? Oodles and oodles of fun. We have a lot of comics coming up tonight. And I'm just going to let Todd take the microphone away from me. He's going to pry it out of my hand right now. Say good night. Good night, folks. Thank you very much. You've been a very nice crowd. Have a good night, girls.
Louis Pechardo, give him a hand as I got mine extended out to him over there. The man is hung like a hamster and in love, folks, ladies and gentlemen. So this is more fun than Chuck E. Cheese or what? Makes you wish you were in college again, huh? Weren't those the best times? School times, young times? Who remembers childhood? The back tables out there, they're like, don't remember. Yeah. Remember life was so easy. Whenever there was a conflict, there'd be, a problem. There wouldn't be a war. There wouldn't be the UN. You'd simply have that great phrase. What was it? When there was a big argument on the playground, and they had to choose sides. What would they yell? No, not your dick. That's not what they would yell. They would yell, do-over. Remember that? Do-over? It was in, it was out, it was in, it was out, it was in, it was out, do-over. And everybody would just do it over again. Wouldn't that be great if it went into adulthood? You come home, you had a great day, do-over. You had some great sex, do-over. My situation, any sex, do-over. Pretty much that same. Well, I don't know. My last girlfriend pretty much killed me in relationships. I remember him dearly. Yeah, when we first started going out, oral sex was a problem until she licked it. And then condoms were a big thing. Who was good, what type of birth control. I'll never forget one night, we started going at it and things got real hot and heavy. She said, stop until you have some form of birth control. Now, I had nothing around, nothing at all. So I ran down to the kitchen. I'm looking. There were nothing in the house. So I grabbed like the nearest handy thing, a Ziploc bag. So we had Ziploc sex. Yeah, lovemaking was fresh, Bill taught us. Yeah, it stayed for hours. I couldn't even smell it, yeah. Then, of course, we broke up. The worst breakup I ever saw was my old roommate. Mark and his girlfriend had gone out for 7 years, and they broke up. He became a basket case, did nothing, stayed in the house, didn't go anywhere. And have you noticed that whenever you speak to somebody in this situation, whatever you say to them, no matter how remote it is, it always reminds them of the person that they just broke up with? He hadn't been in the house and walked to his room and said, "Come on, Mark, we'll go out, we'll take a walk, we'll get some air." He looks up, he goes, "Air? She used to breathe. So I shot him dead." It's like that. Yeah, why not? I miss the relationships. That violent relationship was like in college. I miss those days. Yeah, college was the best place. You can always see who was sleeping with who during one of those nighttime fire drills. Yeah, 2 in the morning, all the alarms go off, everybody's going outside. "Oh, look, Joni and Steve's blanket." Wow. Yeah, just cold, were you? Yeah, got such a great way to bag people. By like junior year, I was actually setting the fires, which was pretty neat over there. Yeah, and the fires were doing no good. Fire alarms didn't matter because the fire extinguishers were always empty. Because we were getting like those big rolling chairs, and 2 people would line up, and you'd shoot the fire extinguisher off, and you roll down the hallway to see who could go down fastest. And then it came time to put the fires out, and people died.